Today I'm here with another predictions and speculation video for The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 7, titled Dead Weight. So let's get started. But before I get started, check out my new Walking Dead t-shirt. Yeah. The name of this t-shirt is called The Walking Dead Michonne slash t-shirt. And the slash means you can tell the blood in the background. You can see the gore, the blood in the background with some zombie's face embedded in the blood. You can also see the tip of her katana blade is bloody. So that's what it means, slash. And this t-shirt is very hard to find. Let me say that now. Also, you can only get this shirt so far as I've seen as of today, or in general, in medium. You can't get this in the large. And it's a medium. I wanted it in the large, but I couldn't get it in the large. And this shirt is very hard to find. It's hard. But let me give my overall prediction and my speculation for this episode. And you will hear the promo itself coming through the headphones that I have on in my ear. I will not be playing the audio through the speakers so you can hear it. So let's get started. Okay, with this promo, it basically starts off as the governor, and it looked like he's standing on a dock with water beneath that dock, and you can see how his hair is kind of wild, and you can see the expression on his face, and you can see that this guy has went through some things in this episode, because this episode will be the second standalone episode for the governor to show you his past. And well, not his past, to show you what he's been doing within those 6 to 8 months. Because when we seen him in episode 5 staring at the prison, that right there was the present. This right here is the past to show us what he's been doing. And at this point, you can tell that he's back to the old governor. You can tell that he's been struggling with his inner demons to fight this, because at this point he meets Martinez again this episode, and Martinez is one of his inner demons, because Martinez know what he has done in his past, and therefore I think his past will catch up with him this episode, and he will start reliving his past again, and he will go back to his old ways, and you can tell this scene symbolizes that. Just the look in his face, you can tell it. And also, the name of this episode is named Dead Weight. My prediction speculations is when Martinez, because pretty much Martinez says the name, he says we don't like dead weight around us. He could be referring to the governor as calling him a dead weight, but because from the previous episode he was dead weight. He wasn't able to do the proper things that he was supposed to do for them as leaders, so they decide to leave him that night and leave him by himself. And so therefore he was dead weight, and Martinez might be referring to him as dead weight again, or Martinez might be referring to him as dead weight in terms of catching feelings for a new family now, and Martinez know that's the type of guy that he's not. Martinez know he's dark, and he's a really evil, scary person. He know that's not the type of person the governor is, and he can see how the governor has become soft. And he pretty much says we don't want dead weight. So that could be a second referral of dead weight for this episode. Or he could mean the new people that the governor is with, like Megan, Tara, and Lily. He could mean those three. But I definitely think he means, in terms of dead weight, probably meaning the governor and his newfound feelings he have for that little girl, because Martinez know how the governor is. The governor don't care about no kids. The only reason he care about Megan is because she looks like Penny. Let's be real here. Because if he really cared about kids in season 3, he would have never tried to send Karen's stepson Neil to go fight a war. And plus he had asthma. He was still trying to send him to go fight the war when he know the kid could have died. So if he really cared, yeah, he don't care about kids. He just care about her because she look like Penny. Let's just be real here. That's facts. So moving on. And one of Martinez's group members just asked him, "Do you know this guy?" And Martinez tell him, "I'm in charge." At this point, I see the governor either killing Martinez, that could happen, or he could. Martinez could cause his own death and get eaten by a zombie, or he could end up dying from trying to ambush one of those groups and one of those group members kill him. Or like I said, the governor could kill him because at this point the governor is the leader himself. They pretty much gave us some foreshadowing when in the last episode when we seen Megan with that king piece in her hand, and she says pretty much the king that piece of chess of the chess game is the king, and she marked a patch around the king eye, and pretty much giving us some foreshadowing for the governor being the king again of the group. And like I say, the governor and Martinez have a Shane and Rick relationship right now, because you can't have two alpha dominant males coexist in the same group. So one of them gonna have to die, and obviously is not gonna be the governor. So I definitely somewhat see him killing Martinez to be a leader of the group. That's just my prediction and speculations. Don't take that in consideration. Right. And on the next promo scene we see them staring at a camping site, and we see a lot of barbed wire to keep the zombies away, and we also see they use barbed wires as a substitution of clotheslines to dry their clothes. And we can see they have tents and they have humans, and we can see how Martinez has he's pretty much is the governor 2.0, because he's ambushing people for their medicine, their food, and their supplies, just like the governor did, and also their weapons. And we can see how he's had how he's keeping the governor's tactics within himself, and he's learned a lot from the governor from that time period that was in Woodbury. And we can see how they're trying to ambush a group. And my speculation is, I don't think it's going to go too well. We're going to lose some people. Hopefully, we don't, but I definitely say these people ain't nothing to play with. That's just my speculation. Next, we see the governor, we see Lily, we see Megan, and we see Tara in the middle of the dark sitting in a vehicle, and they're telling him, Brian, oh my God. And also, these two standalone episodes, the last one in this episode is pretty much expired from the Rise of the Governor graphic novel that came out, and also given the backstory. So I definitely seen where they took some of the events that occurred in the graphic novel for the Rise of the Governor, and they added this into the two standalone episodes we have for the Governor. And we can see how she played a major role in the Rise of the Governor graphic novels, and she is in the TV series now. And my predictions is, I think he's going to lose Lily, and somehow he's going to go back to his old self. That switch is going to turn, and he's going to snap and go back to his old self. And I also made another prediction. I said that I think he's going to go back. Is I wouldn't say he's going to go fight Rick at the prison personally to take to get revenge on them for what they did to him. I wouldn't say he's going back to the prison to fight him personally, but I think somewhat now him trying to keep them stable is playing a major role now. He knows that prison is pretty much a safe place, and he don't have Woodbury no more. Now back in season 3, if you brought the prison up to him like Merle did, he would say, I wouldn't want the prison. I don't want my people sleeping in prison cells and being caged up. He said this in season 3, but now that Woodbury is gone and he has a family to feed and protect, he definitely wants the prison for that type of purpose now. And also, revenge does play probably a minor factor within him on the prison too, because like I say, he does want Michonne and Rick and the rest of his group, but I think his main priority now is to get his family or his sub family, not his real family, to a local, or well, to a safe haven place now. If you can see them sitting in the car, if you can see how Martinez has, like I say, he's pretty much the governor 2.0. He and Doug pits and let zombies get into him so they could burn the zombies and pretty much use the zombies as some sort of light to see better in the dark, and also use it, because I'm pretty much assuming that it's probably cold out there. Probably using those burning zombies to get warm, because like I say, you can tell they've been burning zombies in those pits because they did it in season 3. And you can see how the governor gets out the car and try to go looks at it, and I think the people that's in the car watching him will be terrified to see that. And also, like I said, his past will catch up with him this episode. He will start living his past again. The old governor will come out, and I think that, uh, I think that they will see that, and he will frighten them, like Lily. I think she's going to see that, and she's going to frighten him. She's going to question him and say, she's pretty much going to tell him, "You're not the person you came out to be. You are evil." I just see that happen. And he tells, I'm assuming he's talking to one of the Martinez group members, or he's talking to Lily or the rest of the people. He says we will do the only thing we can do to protect this camp. Pretty much, we're probably referring back to going back to the old governor, just like he was in Woodbury. He would do anything he needed to do to protect his hierarchy and stay on the hierarchy in terms of being the leader and maintaining his power. So he did whatever it took, even if it means killing good citizens that could have helped him. And this right here probably pretty much refers to that. He's saying pretty much, we're going to ambush these people in the woods, and we're going to do whatever it takes to maintain this camp. Meaning, if even if I have to go out there and kill good civilians, because they could be a future danger of. Next, we see a body tied up on the tree, and this body is missing its head. The head has been completely decapitated. And also the body have on some camouflage. So I'm assuming that whoever decapitated this guy or this woman's head was in the army. Well, whoever head was decapitated was in the army. And also, I think they're using that body as an example to not try to mess with, or not try to mess with that group, or they might try to use that body as some type of form of telling people that the army has lied, because on that body it says liar, and they pretty much letting us know that the army is not what they say they was. They're not protected. They don't have everything they say they had in terms of having a good place to stay and being protected. It could have all been a lie, and they probably got mad at that and took he or she that was in the army and decapitated their head. Like I say, or they could use that body as the prime example to not mess with them. And also, just and from me seeing that body and seeing them army clothes on that body, that could mean that the army people, the army soldiers, was close to that area, and they probably left some tanks and a lot of ammunition to take over. So I pretty much see the governor probably, like I say, just predicting speculation. I pretty much see him taking that. He probably could get a tank, because like I said, it could be some army soldiers that was close to that. He probably could get a tank and use that tank to go to the prison and pretty much break down the fences and the forces, and pretty much cause a whole nother war. And next we see the governor with his gun. Ain't that something? The same gun that he gave away to Tara, and he told Tara, "You know what, Tara? I don't need this gun. I'm gonna use the gun that I got from the old dead guy that was a zombie, that I had got from. I'm gonna use that same gun because that gun I had before represents my evil past, and all the people that I killed. And if you notice in the beginning of the previous episode, he didn't even use that gun at all to kill no zombies. The only time he used that gun was to I think when he was in the nursing home. but he didn't really aim to kill the zombie. He just shot down, and I think he probably made a mistake by doing it because he knows shooting the lower torso of a zombie ain't gonna kill it, especially shooting in the stomach ain't gonna kill it. So like I say, he's using that gun again. And if you pay attention, that same pose he got that gun in his promo, it's the same pose he had that gun in when he killed Merle. So like I say, he in that scene he could be shooting at Martinez or killing Martinez. You can't have two alpha dominant males coexist in the same group. It's not gonna happen. Just not. And like I say, you can tell his former self or his evil self has gotten back to him because like I say, he didn't want to use that gun before because that gun represented his past, and his past had evil deeds, a lot of evil bad stuff to it. He wanted to let that go, but in this promo, at the end of this promo, the guy has the same gun again aiming at somebody, so you know this guy was only good for about 12 to 48 hours before his past came back to hunt him. And like I say, he's just evil. That's his human nature. And why even try to mess with that? I found it pointless and ridiculous. So, and also, we might see Carol. Carol might be, because Rick did tell you might find a group that'll take you in that don't know about your past, just like the governor did. He found the group that took him in and didn't know about his gruesome past, and they treated them as a normal person. So it might be he might run across Carol, but I highly doubt that. I highly thought he'd run across Carol at this point, or he might run across that guy Sam, the guy Sam who uh we who we think is dead, but he probably still alive. And like I say, that army soldier, that we seen with that decapitated head is not from Fort Benning. That could be one of those army soldiers from they had to leave that army base that Lieutenant Wells was Lieutenant Wells was in, because Lieutenant Wells was in season 3 of The Walking Dead. He was the guy who got his head decapitated, and he also was the guy who had the crash in the helicopter, who survived it. And he said his army base was overrun by zombies. And like I say, that army soldier that we see in this promo could be from that army base that got overran and they had to escape. But this is my overall predictions. This is a standalone episode anyway, so it don't matter. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a nice day. God bless. Peace.